Today, my topic is on porn in Japan. And I have two topics here, and porn video and sexual service, and two topics here, but because of the limitation of time, I focus on porn video and only a short for sexual service. And first, I'd like to show you a little about Japanese tradition of sex and religion, and because you're mostly Indian people and have a very common tradition and religion. Yes, and in Japan and in India, and sex is thought to be very sacred. And you see, penis and vagina were worshipped just as in India. And yes, today in some areas, festivals celebrating penis and vagina continue. And women blessing penis who want to have babies. And the right one, twisted straw rope. You see big rope there, and it's a mark of every holy thing or place in Japan. And what is the twisted rope? And this is the shape of holy sex of two snakes. And then tradition of prostitution, and this is very unique in Japan. And in the pre-modern era, a brothel was thought to be a dream world. And the prostitutes were the girls sold from poor families, but some learned high culture and were admired. In modernization, legal regulation on prostitution formed, but sexual service industry kept prosperous and good or bad. And today, bad side is very big. So. Then next, and what marriage bond has been thought of, and this is, I think, very different from India. And historically, monogamous norm has been rather loose. So some men had extra wives until several decades ago. And the custom like polygamous custom is in Japan. And people did not have the idea that marriage bond was sacred. And this is, I think, different from India. And in family relationships, mother-child bond was thought to be strongest and most important especially after World War II until recent times. And husband-wife relationship was thought to be less important. And many husbands used to work for his company for long hours. And then we come to the purpose, the method of this study. And in Japan, sexual depression has been progressing since 2000s. Online porn and new forms of sexual service have also advanced since 2000. However, the specifics of how sexual depression in Japan might be related to online porn have not been well analyzed so far. In this paper, we will overview the relations between Japanese sexuality and online porn or sexual service and the consequences thereof. We will focus on heterosexual youth from teen to 20s. We will review previous research data on the online porn, sexual service, and sexuality of the youth. And detailed and focused research and survey on porn viewing behavior has not conducted in Japan. So the requirement, the needs on the research and survey is also what I want to insist here. Then, before we focus on my topic, and I'd like to show you a brief history of marriage, love, and sex before 2000 and something around my topic, because I hear many presentation from many countries, and the social cultural context is very different among the countries. So I should show you the social and cultural context in Japan. In Japan, love marriage became more preferred than arranged marriage in 1960s afterwards, and became mainstream in 1980s afterwards. That means who want to marry have to find a partner by themselves. And since 1980s, unmarried young people continued increasing. Then, but whether to marry or not to marry became what the person himself or herself decides. So less people took care of the other person's marriage. In the past, Japanese companies took care of marriage of the employees, but since the 1990s, the companies reduced care. In 1990s, to find a marriage partner after dating with several partners became a major course for marriage, and many young people did like this. But not a few were and are today even unable to do so because of being shy, being passive, and because of lack of the dating skills. And having sex before marriage became socially accepted to some extent since the 1980s. Then amidst the long recession since the mid-1990s, unstable, non-regular employment among young people increased. These men tend to not to have partners. They even lose their motivation and interest in love and marriage. Then sexual depression of the Japanese youth. In Japan, sexual activity has declined since around 2000, especially after 2005. Sexless married couple continued constantly increasing since 2000. And moreover, unmarried people with no dating partner, unmarried people with no sex experience were increasing after 2005. In the Japanese context, and the context is very different among the countries, but in Japanese context, unmarried with no dating nor no sex means young people become not able to find love and marriage partner by themselves. On the other hand, an arrangement marriage is over, and that system had broken. So this phenomenon is widely discussed as the cause of declination of birth rate. And if the local governments came to provide supports to the matching events, and the factors employment, labor, and economic problems are found to be big. But that is not the only factors. Then let's see several graphs. Married people have been increasing like this, female, male, both. And unmarried people with no dating partner were increasing after around 2000, like this. Married people with no sex experience decreased towards 2005, but increased after 2005. And students from junior high school, college students became sexually less active and after 2005. Then the factors of the employment, labor, economic factor is big. But yes, and this is today's topic, and how this sexual depression is related to online porn. Porn is being viewed more or less in many societies all over the world today, but Japanese porn is quite different and in quantity and quality. And some say Japanese people are sexually liberated and active viewing Japanese porn, but that is a total misunderstanding. Japanese porn thrived for more than 40 years, and a long history and progressed, and in the 40 years, the market became the largest at the end of 1990s. And because porn stars gained high income and popularity, and some young women wanted to become porn actress herself. And rental videos and sales videos were competing in 1990s. Then suppression of expression was removed one by one. Then, and after 2000, online porn, and the time of online porn, a large part of internet development since 1995 involves pornographic media, and then sample sites of free porn films established around 2000 and had a significant impact on market expansion of the internet porn. And then porn became free. Many sites were linked, then forming a huge porn network. In latter half of the 2000s, a free video sharing service started. So, and paid porn films and amateur porn films were also posted online and uploaded and downloaded and circulated free of charge. Then free porn culture was enhanced. Online porn greatly changed the porn viewing behavior and to extremely easily and frequently. Online porn, the contents also changed greatly. Free porn distribution online and greatly changed the contents of the films. The length of each film became extremely short. And before online, 4 hours for one film and 5 minutes to one film. And no story and no description of relationship, no description of minds. And especially between 2002 to 2004, the contents of porn changed rapidly to contain strong stimulation. Quality of actresses improved. Extreme play, changes in fashion, segmentation of genres. And today we find in Japanese porn site and hundreds of genres are found. And the contents of the free porn film became very different from real sex, and adopted a stronger male-centered viewpoint. In Japan, overwhelmingly men watch porn alone. In these films, women sexually react while being raped, and the many men flees in violence and so on. So personally, I don't want to show this kind of thing to you, but to I show you the reality of Japanese porn. I put the one page of Japanese free porn site. And several situations of the films are described. A man's brother's wife is so sexually active and has hard sex with him. And so on. Yeah, I think. So, and the porn sites are overflowed with such delusions. So if people have contact with them frequently, and they will think of these ideas as a matter of course. Then this depiction speaks serious misunderstandings on women's bodies and mind, and the belief that women are just tools in men. Women's responsive desire is not concerned at all. And then many Japanese men use porn as model in having sex. And men affected by porn have difficulties in real sex. In porn films, women easily give men the pleasure they desire, but real women are more cautious and more reluctant, feel pain and say no more often. Most men do not know how to deal with this kind of reaction. So as a result, many men think they do not need real sex if they can watch porn. Porn is enough and no need for sex and real sex. So in this way, the porn films overwhelm real sex. Then many extresses were found to be forced to appear. They aren't willingly appear in the films. And I think that Japanese porn have a great influence in Asian countries. So I want to know many people about this issue and problems. Japanese porn is high quality, and the number of views in most
exit that time.
So in this country, we have to be very careful what is going on in all the Asian countries. So, okay. Then many young Japanese men and women have negative image of sex on the time of online porn, and many have not interested in having sex in the time of the online porn. So conclusion, free online porn enables Japanese young people to have delusions and satisfy their sexual desire by themselves quite easily. And the porn exceeded stimulation with stronger male-centered vision, and with the influence, each man and women have difficulties in real sex. And more difficulties people have in real sex, more they depend on porn. So a vicious circle has been formed. Conclusion 2, although pornography have given huge influence to people, detailed investigation has not been done on porn viewing behavior, porn viewing behavior, and sexual consciousness and sexual behavior. And many people view porn in secret, and therefore they hesitate to have public discourse, but we should overcome the hesitation and develop social discourse and criticism of porn. And detailed survey of the porn viewing behavior and the person's sexual consciousness and sexual behavior is required. And cross-cultural survey based on the international collaboration would be required. Thank you very much.